Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to go back into Puzzle Page. I was going to do Tents and Trees this morning, but I looked on the page, Puzzle Page today, and they have like some of my favorite puzzles. So thought it'd be a good time to do that while they're up there, so I don't miss them. And let me collect my coins. And we should have enough tokens right now where I don't have to do any ads or anything, get anything more. But I want to get into this one because there's a couple on here that I really like, and I wanted to show off, I guess, because Armada is a fun one. It's kind of a Tents and Trees-ish sort of thing. Not really, but kind of. Quote Slide is really fun. Picture Cross, of course, is always a favorite one, and Wordy is always good. So we've got quite a few on here that are good. And the O's and X's are actually, it's kind of fun, but fairly simple puzzle here. But let's start with our Picture Cross. We'll get that going. I've got everything set up the way I want it, so that's good. Okay, let's just jump into it. This red 5 means those are all in. The red 3 now has these guys all in, and then you're in. This blue 3 is all of these, and then we can finish, too far, these guys. That gives me all of those. This one here, we've got a, sometimes these colors are very close looking, so it's kind of hard to see some of them, but we've got an 822. That means these fill up the entirety of this row. So we can put those in, and then we can use this to say these are done. We've got a 2-2 here on the yellow. We can put those in. We've got a 2-2 on the greens. We can put these in. Cool. Now we've got this 8 up here that we've already started, so we can just finish that. We have to go down to here. We've got this 8. We can finish that. Good. Now we've got the 1-1 here, so this 4 has to fit in between it. So does this one and this one. That finishes this entire bulk. This one's turning out to be quite simple, actually. So that's good. These two have to go here. Wait, I'm in the wrong color. See how easily you can miss that. These two go in here. Thank you very much. Then we have a 1 and a 5 that needs to finalize. Then we need to finish the 8 over here. So same as these guys, I just didn't get to it. And then we should just have one little bit left over right there. There we go. This looks like it's a sink. Bathroom sink, maybe? Or it's a toy kitchen. Cool. Cool, that one's done. Good to go. Good, now we can move into some of these other ones that I was talking about. So now we can get into some of the other ones. I'll do Armada first. I don't think I've shown this one on here, so we'll give it a go. Now Armada, the way this one works is we're going to have the same kind of concept like of Tents and Trees where there are boat pieces. So think of this as like a battleship or something like that. So none of these can be boat and none of these can be boat because of this. Now there's some things we can instantly say about some of these is that if we have a circle looking like this, it can never have any other piece of boat touching because we can't have boat pieces touching each other even on diagonals unless they are actually part of the same boat. So the same thing occurs here. Now we can also say that this can't be a boat piece because it has we know that this is the end of the boat because it has that concave or the curved bit there. And we know that these two can't either because they can't be part of this boat. And this boat has to extend to here. This boat has to at least extend to here. Now, again, we can't touch diagonally, so that one's out. This 2 says this is out. And then these are out for the same reasons that we said about this one, because we can't have any of the boat pieces touching even diagonally, and we can't turn the boat. Boats are always just straight. Therefore, this 1 has to go here. Can we finish this 5? No, we can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can't finish those. Here with this 3, we know these 2 are in. Therefore, this is a boat here, so these have to be out. This 3 says these 2 are in. One of these will be in. We don't know which one it is just yet. This 4 says that these 2 are in. Now, we can't rule this guy out here because this could be multiples or it could just be singles because you'll see down here it'll tell us the sizes of each boat that's in here. But we don't know exactly which one is which. Now, we can say this 3 is done for, which means that this 5 going up this way has to be done. And of course, it'll take out the boat pieces you finalized. It'll gray them out once you've actually taken care of them. So one of these 2 we know is in. And it has to be, excuse me, it has to be this 4 because that one finishes the 4. Now we know this 5 is done. And we have a single and a 3 left over. Well, this is going to be the single. And this is the 3. There we go. What did I do? I messed something up. What did I mess up? This had to be the single. But there has to be... Ah, shoot. I've messed something up. Good job, me. So let's go back and remove some things and see what we screwed up on. It's always fun, because we can just go back. This is not a big deal. I wish there was like a back button, but there isn't. I think I'm going to have to remove all of this stuff and redo it. And let's just get back to the beginning and now go through the process yet again. Okay, so we know this 0 has none of these. This has none of these. None of these can be in. None of these can be in. This can't be in, this can't be in, this can't be. These can't be in. These 2 are. You are out. You are in. Good. Now, again, we said these 2 were in. I think I just accidentally misclicked on something, but going back and trying to figure out what that is would be even harder than just doing it this way. These 2 are in. This 4 says these 2 are in. This 1 says this is out. I think that's what I made a mistake right there. It's actually, it would be these 3 instead of it being these 3 and that being a 1. I think that's the problem here. So we'll just get back to that then. These are done. This 1 means that's done. This 5 means these are in. Yep, there it is. That's out. This is in. Okay. Silly little, either I misclicked it or I just made an erroneous little bit there. So anyway, it happens. All right, so then we can move into quote slide. This is one I really like to do. And essentially what this is, it's a quote from somebody supposedly famous. I don't know who this person is, Abhay Kumar. But what we have to do is move the letters into the quote to see and to fill out how it's going to go. Now, usually I would try to find if there's like an and, A and D tends to be one of the common ones. There is no and in this one because the 3-letter groupings that we have does not have an and looking into it. Then we have 2 letters here. So we can only use, and we have to use them in the column that they're shown in. So the O, A, O, T have to go in this column in some way. So if we know that this is a 2-letter word, well, it has to be I, N. And then this here will be N. I get used to doing this on with a mouse. It's been a while. I think this will probably be the I, and this will be the. So we can just put that in. Yeah, that's going to work. This will be I. This is probably anything. Nope, it's not. Something it's not THIN. What am I doing? Annoying? Annoying will fit here if we look at these letters. This is probably... I don't know if that's actually correct, though. Let's think about these 2. What can these be? I think I've messed this up, so let's get back. And this will happen sometimes in this game, where you kind of sometimes have to make a guess as to what you think it is to be able to rule out options. Let's look here, though. This was probably the better place to go. There's no way J-O, J-A, or J-T works, E-T, E-O, or E-A. So this is N and O. That's the only thing that will work here. What about U? It could be Jot, J-O-T. Eat, E-A-T would work in this space. I think those are the only 2 words that work here. Now, this probably still is the. Let's see if there's anything that we can get out of using these 3 columns. 8. No. So I don't quite know if this, I mean, there are options here, so I don't want to rule anything out here. Is there anything here? Not really. It's probably AT. but we don't necessarily know that's the case. This one is probably is, because this is, we know this is no, because the only thing that will fit there. So is no works. And, or it's either in or is. It's an I, we know that. I don't know if it's is or in. Of course. What else can we say then? Some of these longer words, though, you can also start to think about. It's usually the middle words that are the hardest ones to get into. Like this one could very well be something. I see that. So that is most likely correct. Now, what about this? This is probably the as well. What can we make these two words with a J and an L? Or do we want to think about this longer word? Greater? I think this one's greater. And these quotes are usually kind of inspirational types of things, so you can kind of hone in on maybe some of the word types that will get used. We got to be able to figure out these guys. Life, L-I-F-E. Joy. No. There's no way that works. Okay. It's usually not this much of a struggle. For some reason today is not. There's no way these can be the correct groupings. What if we were to remove greater? That doesn't seem to help. So let's go back and see if we can find anything else that works on some of these. This one is probably joy instead of the. That might help. This could be there. There is no. That sounds good. Greater works. There is no greater joy, again, in life. So that's working. Than. Come on now. Click on it. Then the joy. T-E-H-E. Of creating something. There we go. There were so many options on this one that we just kind of had to get started. And once we did, we got it correct. So there's no greater joy in life than the joy of creating something. Apparently is a famous quote from that person. Didn't know that. Cool. So let's do, I think we're just going to do a wordy, because again, we've done crosswords a few times. We've done word slide. X's and O's are kind of meh. And picture sweep, we can do that one maybe too, but let's do wordy. Well, because it's one of the ones we normally just do every day anyway. So let's do our normal start. Crane. We're going to have to use pious here, and we're going to get something because we had no vowels work on the first time. Good. So, okay, wow, we get an I and an S in a perfect location. Now that's probably, the N probably goes there. And this could be like links. Okay, the N was correct. Let's think of another word that goes with this grouping. Wines or winds. That's the caveat of getting correct digits where there's multiple words that can work with it. You can keep guessing multiple times with good words and they won't come through. Mints. Nope, didn't do it. Oh, it is I-N-T-S at least. So now we just need to figure out what this, oh, it's gotta be hints, isn't it? Let's just make sure there's no other word there that works. I don't think so. Yeah, it's hints, okay. Makes complete sense. Hints would work with a puzzle page, obviously. Cool. Let's do a picture sweep, because I don't think I've shown that one, and that'll be the end of this one, this daily today. So, picture sweep. we know that, so essentially what we're doing is we have to fill in spaces and blanks. Now, each number tells you how many cells that are orthogonally adjacent to it and diagonally adjacent, just adjacent, I guess is the better way to do, are filled in. So we can double click on this one and say all of them are filled in because the 9 tells us that all 9 are filled in. And we can just go through and hit all of the 9s. Now we know that this 6 clue here has all 6 of its things, so we can rule these out. Now this 6 clue has 3, it needs 3 more. This 1 clue is done, so we can just get rid of those. This 3 clue needs 1 more. It's good to go. This 7 clue needs 1 more because the easier way that I do to picture this is that if we have a 9, you know all of them are in. If you have an 8, there's only 1 blank that can possibly be touching it because we have 9 cells in that square. 7, 2 can touch. 6, 3 will touch. So if you keep that in hand, we knew that these 2 are already touched or blanked. So the rest of them had to be filled in for the 7. That's my thought process on that. We can do the same thing with the 6s up here. Let's fill those in. And this 5 has to be filled in because when you're on an edge like this, you can only get 6 total, and we already had 1. This one here has to be in because we can only have 6 total. Good. Now, which one of these other ones? Okay, this one here had to be in because it was a 6. We had already kind of partially done it with the 9s, but we had to come back and look at the 6. This 8 has to have a singular one done. Now this 7 has 2 that are blank, so these have to maintain. This 3 is now completed. This 4 and 3 need 1 more. What about this 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he has to be blank, which means the 7 has 2 blanks touching it, so it has to have the rest of them done. And where do we continue that? Oh, this 7 right here has to have 2 blanks, so these 2 have to be blanks. Now this 7 has both of its blanks, this 7 has its blanks, so all of these must be filled in. This 8 and this 8 actually have all of their blanks because of this one, so we can just do those in mass. This 6 now has the same concept. These have to be blank, and these have to be in. And this 4 now is done because it sees these 3 and this one. This 4 needs these 2 to finish. Wait, no, it doesn't. 1, 2, 3. It only needs 1 more. Oh, this one, the 1 is already touching 1, so it's out, which means this one is in. There we go. This 5 needs these 2 to be in, and this 4 needs all of those to be in. And there we go. I don't know what the heck that is. Is it like a swimmer's cap? No, it is. Swim cap. Part of these puzzles is to figure out what the heck the image is supposed to actually be. Done. Good. So let's do. What did I say I was going to do? I just said I was going to do the picture sweep, and that was going to be it. Yeah, because we did the word slide before. I'm not a huge fan of it. We've done O's and X's before. They're kind of simple. I'm not a huge fan of those. We do Sudoku all the time, and I don't feel like watching a video to a crossword. So we're going to leave it there. And we only have 24 more tokens left, so I've got to actually go in and earn some tokens so we can continue to play these games without having to go through all those, without having to buy anything. So anyway, that's June 12th, 2025. Today's puzzle page dailies. Hope you all enjoyed those, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.